So a while back, I was scrolling on Instagram, as one does, and I came across a process video of someone making a bag out of mussel shells. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I saved it for later just because I wanted to be able to refer back to it because I thought it was really cool. And then one day, a few months after I saw this, I was at dinner with some friends, and one of my friends ordered mussels as like a appetizer. And I thought of that video instantly, and I was like, I should keep these shells and try to make my own version of this bag with the shells. So I asked my friend, I was like, hey, can I keep your shells? And she was like, yeah, what are you going to do with them? And I was like, I'm going to make a bag, trust the process. So that's exactly what I did. So I took my friend's shells and I created this bag that was inspired by Paula's Projects. That is who made this bag originally, so go give her a follow. She actually makes and sells these bags out of a bunch of different kinds of materials. I just happened to see the one that was made from the mussel shells, but she makes a lot of really incredible stuff, so go follow her. But this is my interpretation of her mussel shell bag. Before I can do anything else, I have to give these shells a really good scrub and a really good clean because they were someone's food. So I did go through several rounds of cleaning these shells just to get all of the gunk off of them, and I still think that there was more that I could have done to clean them. I think there's like an actual proper way to clean shells that involves like boiling water and some other things I didn't have. But with a lot of elbow grease and just time, I did get them nice and clean. One issue I did have is that they had some sort of weird like film in them almost, like I think it was from the water. And so I had to give them one last scrub where I scrubbed the inside with a toothbrush, rinsed it, and then dried them immediately. Once I did that, they were really nice and shiny and I was ready to move on to the next step. After cleaning, it was time to drill all of the holes, and I used a drill attachment that came with my Dremel tool. I will say that this was absolutely terrifying and does require a bit of a learning curve, so I did a test first. And one thing I will say is if you're going to use a Dremel, you have to absolutely death grip it. So definitely hold on tight because it will want to skip around. And so once you figure out how to drill the holes, you just have to be quick and decisive, and that's the best way to do it without it being absolutely terrifying. After all the shells were prepped, it was time for me to make my pattern. Now, there's no real rhyme or reason to this. It's totally up to you as far as like the size and shape that you want to make the bag. I just wanted to ensure that my phone would fit inside of it, so I'm using a phone for scale to make sure that it's at least big enough to hold my phone and like my wallet and my keys. This is totally up to you, again, on how you want to make it, but this is how I made mine. Now that my pattern is complete, I can then prep my frame. I happen to own a tambour frame, so that is what I'm using here, but you can see in Paula's original video that she just took some fabric and stapled it to a frame, which is much simpler. The tambour frame is just what I happen to have, but it's certainly not required. Once I had my shells laid out with their respective pearls, I then started sewing all of them on with a beading needle and with translucent thread, which is sort of like a very thin fishing wire, which makes it invisible, which is very nice for this project. Okay, so I've been working along on this and I realized I hadn't checked in with y'all. So we've got the frame together. All the shells are sewn on with their little pearls, and then I've just kind of started the like filler stuff down here on the corner just to get an idea of how that's going to work. Don't worry, I will show y'all up close how I'm doing that. It's very easy and straightforward, but making really good progress on this project so far. It's really crazy to think that what started out as a box of takeout from a restaurant has turned into a gorgeous bag. I will definitely be doing more with shells in the future because this was really cool to work on so far. Obviously, I'm not done yet, but it's been a really cool project to work on. I will check in with y'all and give you a close-up of how we're doing the beads for the filler. I'll check in with y'all very soon. To fill in the gaps, I'm using some seed beads and a variety of freshwater pearls that I got at a local bead store here in Austin. This is totally up to you as far as how you want to make this look. I was just trying to fill in the gaps and add as much texture as I possibly could and use as many pearls as I possibly could just to make it over the top and opulent. This is totally up to your discretion. Have fun with it and just enjoy the process. Okay, so I am officially done beading everything. So everything's beaded. Looks really, really good. I'm so, so, so happy with it. Now I just need to take this off of the frame and then put in the lining. So I am going to just continue to completely hand sew this. Like I said, got this from Paula's Projects. She does do the outside sewing with a machine. I don't understand how she does that. And I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to use my hands. And I'm going to use the same fabric that I used as my base material as the lining. So I'll kind of talk y'all through how I'm going to do that because I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. So I'm going to mark the hole where the handle will go first, just with like some basting so I can see it. I'll do that first, flip the fabric to the inside, and then I'm going to sew the whole outside together. So we'll see how that goes. I had quite a few pearls left over, and so I thought as a special little add-on, the reason why I have this fabric is I made a dress out of it for a pattern making class I took last year. So I made a bias cut dress out of this material that has a really low cowl back. So I thought that it'd be really fun and pretty to use the leftover pearls and some beads that I have to make some little dangly things that will go down the cowl to match the bag and kind of make it all a look together. So it'll be just a little add-on, shouldn't take me too long. So let's get to it. Once the lining was in, I could then attach the front and the back together. And I did completely hand sew this, and I had some beads left over, so I did use one bead per stitch just to add a little bit extra to the bag. To make the pearl attachment for my dress, I essentially made a necklace with 2 clasps on either side, and then I sewed in little O-rings onto the dress shoulders. That way I could just attach it, and that way if I ever need to wash the dress later, I can take it off and then I can wash it and attach it back on. Okay, so bag is done. This was a very ambitious project for me just because I've never worked with shells of any kind, and it was a huge learning process as far as like how to clean them, how to process them. I will say the scariest part of the whole thing was drilling the holes so that I could sew them onto the bag. I don't think I used the right tool, but I just used what I had. So a tip that was given to me after the fact is that you can put painter's tape on the spot that you want to drill, and it'll keep the drill from skipping around. That was the big problem that I had, is that my drill wanted to skip around, and that was really terrifying. So that's a tip for y'all in case you try to do something like this yourself. Overall, super, super happy with it. I don't know how functional the bag actually is. I mean, it fits my phone and all of that in it, but I'm a little bit scared to carry it because I just feel like it's very fragile. If you have experience with shells and you know how fragile they are, let me know if I need to be worried about this or not. I know that they can crack. There were cracked ones when I was cleaning them. So I know they can crack, but I don't know how difficult or how easy it is to crack them or chip them. So maybe it is a more functional bag and I don't need to worry about breaking it, but super happy with it. I think it's gorgeous. I love that I was able to incorporate something that I had made previously to kind of make a whole look together. So this is what I'll be wearing for my birthday this year. So really excited. Let me know what you think and if you would try something like this, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.